Hello, Oregon Moto John here. We're going to attempt to put the heated seat on the KTM 890 Adventure R. We got the heated grips on, so it should be just a matter of tying into that module. So here's the heated seat. I kind of mocked it up the way I thought it should go, but we'll see if that is indeed the way it should go, and I'll make corrections if I got this laid out wrong. But I'm starting off by laying off the heated seat. You have the harness that it comes with. The heated seat comes with. This will plug into the heated grip module that we already have installed. So we have that. That's going to go forward. This comes back, plugs into the driver's heated seat here. Then this pigtails off, Y's off, goes to the pylon passenger heated seat, and then you have this other Y that will come off and plug into the switch that they've supplied. Looks like this switch will easily mount into this. Had to look on some 1290 forums and to find where this mounts. Once again, doesn't appear to be any directions with this. Maybe they'll surface later, but at least right now I'm having a hard time locating them. And this took me a while to figure out where this goes. Sorry, my bike's dirty. I never work on a dirty bike, but I just kind of ran out of time and wanted to get this done before my next ride. So it looks like this goes on the right side. If we look under here, I found this on I think it was a Super Duke or a Adventure 1290, 1190 Adventure forum where it mounts here. There's the screws right there on the right hand side of the bike, and it looks like this neatly kind of mounts up just like that. And they supply a couple screws that are going to mount it right there. So that's a pretty nice setup, because then from the top, it mounts here. Then from the top, you come up here, and it's just going to kind of be right in there, tucked in there, and the passenger can easily come here, and it's kind of a turnstile switch. I mean, that's a good location. You don't have to drill into your plastic, so that's on the right-hand side. Okay, so first step is just, of course, removing the seat. So you all know how to do that. Just put your key in, turn and unlock it, and then pull up on the back and pull back, and this seat will pull right off. So let's start with that. Okay, so here's our heated grip control module, of course. I'm going to spray a little silicone around that just to make that slip out a little easier. I remember putting it in, I had to do the same thing, so let's start with that. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and pull that out. And it looks like the wires are going to, plug into this and probably feed to the left following this wiring harness, maybe under here. But we'll see. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. So let's go ahead and remove that module and plug in our heated seat. With the silicone spray on there and a little wiggling, that actually came out easier than I thought it would. Okay, now we're going to remove this little rubber clamp. Here's our heated grips on this attachment, and let's unplug this and plug the heated seat harness into that. I'm going to use a little dielectric grease on there. Isn't a real high water area, but it won't hurt. Here we are, has some dielectric grease on there. We're just kind of plugging that in. There we go. And it does appear that feeding this wire off to the left is going to be the best route, since the driver's seat wiring plug-in is on the left-hand side. Then we won't have to cross under the seat. Then let's go ahead and replace this back in here where it once was, feeding this wire off to the left and then following the factory harness on that left side. We'll cut these zip ties. I'm going to follow this wiring harness along here. There's a Torx D20 here that I'm going to go ahead and remove. Just unscrew that, because if I pull that up, I can put this wiring harness along with it. And we'll just follow this loom on back, right here. Looks like the seat's going to end up about right there, where that wire is going to come out and need to plug into the driver's seat. Then, of course, the pylon will be kind of up in this area. Okay, showing control module, showing the wire coming up here, around there, following the factory harness. I just removed those 2 zip ties, and then they easily, you're able to refeed a zip tie through there. They're smaller, so first the larger ones I had wouldn't go through, but they're, you know, just an average zip tie will work fine. And then you follow this, and you remove this. This goes into plastic, just a plastic screw, so when you tighten it up, don't go crazy tight or anything. Then the seat harness here, it easily tucks underneath this, and then I think it's time for us to plug into the seat with this one. So let's put a little dielectric grease on there and fit the driver's side seat up, or I should say the driver's seat. So it's kind of nice. This seat does have appear to have a few adjustments for a taller position and a lower position. This would be if you want the seat a little higher, fits onto this little nubbin, and this would be if you want the seat to fit a little lower, I believe. So I'm on the shorter side of the spectrum, so I'm going to go with the larger indent, which would make it shorter. That just fits on there. You'll have your wires coming out the back of the seat on the right or the left side of the bike, and you'll just plug this into here, and then this will go to your rear seat and then to your switch. So far, pretty easy. This goes without saying, but whenever you plug in a connector, it should always click. A little tip I got from a mechanic was to spray the rubber seal with some silicone, and it helps those to click together a little easier. So just make sure it gets a good click. And then it looks like there's a nice place for the wires to tuck in here between the 2 seats, kind of right in there. That's a nice little spot, so I'll probably put excess wiring in there. So here I am plugging the passenger seat together off the pigtail off the main harness. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, let's back up a step. I actually unplugged the seat. I'm going to feed this wire underneath this here and through here, so that when this comes out to the seat, it's underneath all this stuff, and I'm not going to be smashing these wires with the seat. I don't know that it would, but I don't want to find out. So it should fit underneath here. So let's try that now. Okay, that's much better. The wires easily feed underneath this bracket. Now it can go to your rear seat, and then this can feed over to the switch, which will be over here on the right-hand side rear of the bike for the plug-in for the rear passenger rider controlled switch. So yeah, definitely be sure to feed it under there before you put on the seat. So I think before I go much further, I'm going to go ahead and mount the switch for the passenger rear pylon seat. So take this little thing off here, and then we'll mount that bracket and put the switch on. So what we're going to do is take this switch. It's got just a, threaded ring. So we'll take that ring off, put this through here. The switch kind of turns, position 1, 2. I think there's just 2, 1, 2, and then off. So we'll go ahead and mount that. Looks like this shows on it too, where it has off, and then a 1 and 2 for probably warm and then warmer. So let's go ahead and mount the switch in there, and then we'll affix this to the bike. This ring nut has some ridges on the back of it, so I just hand tighten it as tight as I could get it, and it seems to be very snug, so that should be adequate. And here's what the switch will look like. It can turn there, which says 1. This says 0, and then this says 2 over here. So I'm assuming this would be off, and then you'd have kind of heat 1 and then heat 2, but I'm not really sure. But okay, now it's just a matter of mounting it with the screws that it comes with, plugging it in, and then we'll try it out. The heated seat, I'm kind of ambivalent about, because I'm excited to have heat, but sometimes heated seats aren't as comfortable as a normal seat. So of course, when you're riding, you want to be comfortable more than you want heat. At least me, that's the way I am. So we'll see. I'll let you know what this is like after I've taken on a ride or two. Okay, like we talked about before, here are those screw holes that are kind of already existing, and we're just going to take and fit this bracket up there, and it should fit in there about like that. And I don't believe I'm going to have to take anything off to mount it in there, so that's a pretty good setup. So I'm going to put those 2 screws in there right now. Just zooming out for a second, you can see how that's going to generally go. Okay, there's that mounted. And just to go top side, about like so. And then here's our plug-in that's going to go to our plug-in that we just installed right here. Correction, you don't need to take off that black stuff at all because this is a dummy plug. This unclips off of here and this whole plastic part comes off. So don't worry about taking off that black piece at all. That was unnecessary. Small screwdriver on this little tab right here, and this will come right off. Now it's ready to plug in. Okay, we have our switch mounted. We have it plugged in. We have this connector, which is going to plug into our passenger seat. And then these tabs are going to slide back into those mounts. And then, of course, this passenger seat will just snap into its usual location. So the seat slides back, and then you just push down. Once this is, you know, in its right location, you push down and you'll hear it snap and you know it's on. So it certainly looks nice. It feels fairly firm. So, boy, I don't know what that's going to feel like to sit on. Maybe it's fine. Some firm things feel good to sit on. The back, I have no idea. It feels reasonably comfortable. I have to admit I'm not that concerned about the back because my wife rarely rides on this thing, but she does once in a while. She says she doesn't like the heated seat, but she does. So I wanted to install it. But we'll see. We'll see what this feels like to ride on. Let's go ahead and test it out. Activate it. We need to activate this next in the dash up here, like we did the heated grips. My guess is the bike will need to be running again to activate it, but we'll find out. So let's activate the, so the machine. The bike knows that the heated seat is installed, kind of like we did with the heated grips. So I went ahead and turned on the ignition. I haven't started the bike yet. I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to go down to heating. Oh, there we go. Heated seat pylon. Installed, back out, heated seat rider, installed, activate that, back out, and the heated grips, this should say installed too. Okay, good, so let's back out of that. Then let's go to motorcycle, and there, now it shows up. Now it shows heated seat rider, and it's only going to show rider because the heated seat control for the passenger is, of course, activated by the switch on the back behind the seat. So let's go ahead and put it to maximum. I'm sure it's not going to work. Yeah, I'm not feeling any difference. Let's go ahead and start the bike. Pop it in neutral here since I've got it in gear. And that should be neutral. Oh yeah. I can feel heat already. It's working. Let's go ahead and turn on the seat as well, the passenger, just to test that. Okay, they're working. Feel some good warmth through here. Don't feel it here yet, but I just turned it on. So the bike does appear to need to be running for this to work, kind of like the heated grips, which makes sense. Gonna let that warm up a little bit. Not bad, pretty easy install. Okay, I'm happy to let you all know that it worked. That was much easier than the grips. Just a matter of plugging into the harness that you're already put on and installing, really plugging in the wires and getting them out of the way. Yeah, it's a good design, really. Super easy. I can't see any reason to have the dealer do that for you. That's definitely easier than the heated grips, and the heated grips weren't bad, unless your plug-ins under the tank. That's another story. But anyway, that's how you do the heated seat, and I'll try to do another review about if this is comfortable or not, because if the heated seat isn't comfortable, the whole installation process becomes a moot point, because I think most of us, if given the choice between heat or comfort, you know, something that's comfortable to sit on, we're going to take something that's comfortable to sit on, of course. So after I've gone 2 or 3 rides or so, varying lengths, because, you know, I'll let you guys know, you know how it is. Sometimes you don't know what a seat's like. You go on a short ride, it feels great. And then you go on a longer ride and you realize, man, that was rough. I had to stand up a lot. But at least in an adventure bike, we can stand up. So that's a good point. Anyway, there it is. The bike does need to be running to activate it, which makes sense. Once it's plugged in, you just toggle through, let the bike know it's installed, and then turn it on. All right, hope this helps. Have a great day, and keep riding. Hello, Oregon Moto John here. We're going to attempt to put the heated seat on the KTM 890 Adventure R. We got the heated grips on, so it should be just a matter of tying into that module. So here's the heated seat. I kind of mocked it up the way I thought it should go, but we'll see if that is indeed the way it should go, and I'll make corrections if I got this laid out wrong. But I'm starting off by laying off the heated seat. You have the harness that it comes with. The heated seat comes with. This will plug into the heated grip module that we already have installed. So we have that. That's going to go forward. This comes back, plugs into the driver's heated seat here. Then this pigtails off, Y's off, it goes to the pylon passenger heated seat, and then you have this other Y that will come off and plug into the switch that they've supplied. Looks like this switch will easily mount into this. Had to look on some 1290 forums and to find where this mounts. Once again, doesn't appear to be any directions with this. Maybe they'll surface later, but at least right now I'm having a hard time locating them. And this took me a while to figure out where this goes. Sorry, my bike's dirty. I never work on a dirty bike, but I just kind of ran out of time and wanted to get this done before my next ride. So it looks like this goes on the right side. If we look under here, I found this on I think it was a Super Duke, or a Adventure 1290, 1190 Adventure forum where it mounts here. There's the screws right there on the right-hand side of the bike, and it looks like this neatly kind of mounts up just like that. And they supply a couple screws that are going to mount it right there. So